Since the Act of Union in 1707, which united England and Scotland into the entity of Great Britain, the term UK wouldn't happen for another 100 years or so. There's legally been no Scottish or English citizens, just British. Except for one guy, and he was Chinese.
So how did we end up in this ludicrous situation?
We don't know what name William Macao started out with, or where he was from in China, but we can guess based on the surname he adopted, Macao. Macao was employed by David Urquhart of the East India Company as a servant, and came with him when he returned home. This was the 1770s. Macao was in his early 20s. He settled in Edinburgh, becoming just the 5th recorded Chinese person to visit Britain, and the 1st recorded staying. He joined the Church of Scotland shortly after arriving, becoming, seemingly, the first Chinese Protestant. Now, Kai Gao is usually listed as the first Chinese Protestant, but Macao converted decades earlier. He just did it in Scotland, not China. Macao married, had children, did very well financially. Then his wife died in childbirth and he was left a widower, never remarrying. Anyway, in 1818, the British government updated the Alien Act to say that non-British citizens in the UK had to report themselves to the local government. Fearful that this would lead to more anti-foreigner laws, Macao and about 100 other non-British citizens came up with a plan. You see, before the Act of Union, Scotland had set up the Bank of Scotland, and to help keep it solvent in its early days, they wrote a law saying that any foreigner who bought enough bank bonds would automatically become Scottish citizens. So Macao and friends did that. Now, Scottish law is a thing. It didn't get united with English law to create British law, and it is still separate. So this raised a question. Does the UK as a whole honour that law? Macao was chosen by the group of foreigners to be the face of the lawsuit, which he won. He was declared a Scottish citizen in 1819, but not a British one. The government appealed, because there was no such thing as a Scottish citizen anymore, and Macao lost a second trial just shy of 2 years later. But the judge decided that he had been a Scottish citizen for that time. The last Scotsman. Legally. The judge also decided that he couldn't claim British citizenship based on the law. So Macao appealed to the House of Lords, the highest court in the land, who refused to hear the case, so that ruling stuck. But what the group feared didn't happen. They weren't expelled, and eventually the Alien Act was rescinded. Macao spent the rest of his life in the UK, dying an old man in 1831.